Hello everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter that is comprehension ability. Now this is part 7. In this session, what we are going to discuss? Let us see this. So in this session, we will discuss passage number 9 and passage number 10. So in this session, we are going to discuss two passages, or you can say two comprehensions. As I told you before as well, that to attempt a passage, we need to read the passage first, and after that we'll do the questions. But it is only up to you, or the time limit, or the time that you have. For example, if you have only a few minutes left, what you can do, you can directly jump to the questions and try to analyze the answers as soon as possible and as much as possible, or as many as possible. But if you have enough time, it is my suggestion to you to read the passage first, and after that start attempting the questions. But if you have an average duration of time, what you can do, you can simply start reading the passage, a few lines of that, so that you may get an idea that what the passage is about, and after that go to the questions directly and try to analyze what the passage is about. Okay, so let us first read a few lines of the passage. So first of all, this is passage number 9. So first we are going to discuss passage number 9. Okay. Now just for practicing, when you are practicing for unseen passages, because these are very, very important if you go for any exam like CLAT and any other. But if you are going to take any other competitive exam, passage will be, you can say, of limited importance. But if you are attempting any exam of CLAT, this part is the most important part in your CLAT examination. So, democratic societies from the earliest times have expected their governments to protect the weak against the strong. So, here in this session, we are talking about democratic societies. From the earliest means from the beginning times, or earliest times means from the previous times, have expected their governments to protect the weak against the strong. No era of good feeling can justify discharging the police force or giving up the idea of public control over concentrated private wealth. On the other hand, it is obvious that a spirit of self-denial and moderation on the part of those who hold economic power will greatly soften the demand for absolute equality. Absolute equality means it does not matter about the race or the racial groups or whatever it is. They should be equal. Okay. Now this is called absolute equality. Now let us go to the questions first. The advent of science and technology has increased. So here we have been asked about the science and technology, the advent of science and technology. What has it increased? So we have options: freedom of people, tyranny of political parties, power of the government, and chances of economic equality. So let us get back to the passage. Here it is given. Okay. The extent to which government must interfere with business, therefore, is more exactly measured by the power is concentrated into few hands. The required degree of government interference depends mainly whether on the economic powers are oppressively used, on the necessity of keeping economic factors in tolerable state of balance. Okay. So here it is, but with the necessity of meeting all the dangers and threats to liberty, the parts of government. Now here the most important part which is required over here, the parts of government are unavoidably increased. So here it is given, the answer is given in this part of the passage, or this paragraph of the passage, that the power of the government are unavoidably means which cannot be avoided. So it is increasing. So the answer to the first question will be obviously parts of the government. Okay, what is increasing? It is the parts of the government. So our answer will be C. Now let us move to the next question. This is a second question. A spirit of moderation on the economically sound people would make the less privileged. Now, whenever we see such type of questions, and if we have read a few of the paragraph or a few lines of the passage or a little of the passage, we may get an idea that yes, we have heard or read this word before. So we know very well that this spirit of moderation we have already read in the passage. Now let us get back to the passage and look for this particular word. So yes, here it is, which is okay, a spirit of self-denial and moderation on the part of those who hold economic power. No, we are talking about economically sound people. It means we are talking about hold economic power. Will greatly soften the demand for absolute equality. So what is there? Demand has softened. Soften means to make weak or to make soft the demand for absolute equality. So this is actually the word which is given to us over here. So we have to look for these keywords in the question as well. So let us go to the question, and here we have options: unhappy with rich people, more interested in freedom and security, unhappy with their lot, clamor less for absolute equality. Clamor means it is clamor. Clamor means when we speak loudly for something, when we demand something by speaking loudly. Okay, it means when we are demanding something by just shouting and all. Okay, so clamor less means they do not make sound, but they want absolute equality. Yes, it is already given that they soften because they are talking about, now one thing is very important over here, would make the less privileged. Less privileged means less benefited. So they are doing clamor less for absolute equality. So it means they themselves ask for absolute inequality, but they make less privileged clamor less for absolute equality. Okay, so they demand more than that. So answer will be D. Okay, so simply answer is D. Now they shout for the equality, for the absolute equality, but what they make less privileged to shout less. Okay, or to demand less. Now the next question is: the growth of government is necessitated to, or it is necessitated to. So our options are: make the rich and the poor happy. So the growth of the government is necessitated to curb the accumulation of wealth in few hands, monitor science and technology, deploy the police force wisely. So we have these four options, and we have to look for each and every statement in the passage. Now we know well that we have passage on the fourth number. So let us see this, if it is written here. So if you see, times have expected their governments to protect the weak against the strong. First thing. After that, justify discharging the police force. No can justify discharging the police force or giving up the idea of public control over the concentrated private wealth. So it is not also the answer. And after that, if we are talking about men are more interested in freedom and security, distribution of wealth, the extent of which government must interfere business is not okay. Here it is not given, but the required degree. Okay, this is not also okay. Economic parts are oppressively used. Now on the necessity of keeping economic factors in a tolerable state of balance. So they want it to be balanced. If it is to be balanced, it means the rich and the poor on equal level, on the balanced level. It means the necessity or the government or the duty of government is to, you can say, is to balance both the things, both the rich and poor. Okay, but with the necessity of meeting all these dangers and threats to liberty means freedom. The powers of government are avoidably increased, whichever political party may be in the office. Whichever means whosoever it is, whether it is poor or rich. The growth of government is necessary result of growth of technology and the problems to go with the use of machines and science. Since the government in our nation must take more parts to meet its problems, there is no way to preserve freedom except by making democracy more powerful. So here, according to this, because they want the tolerable balance, so they make the rich and the poor happy. So they just want to make the rich and the poor happy. So our answer will be A. Now the next one, era of good feeling in sentence 2 refers to. Now they have directly given that it is given in sentence number 2. So let us see where it is given in the passage. Yes, of course, it is in second line. No era of good feeling can justify discharging the police force or giving up the idea of public control over concentrated private wealth. Okay, so here it is no era of good feeling. Now let us get back to the passage. Question. Here it is time of prosperity, time of adversity. Now if it is era of good feeling, means time duration. So of good feeling, it means it is the time of prosperity. Adversity is the negative word. You can easily answer it directly as well. Time without government. Now time of police atrocities. So it should be time of prosperity. That is A. Now next one, tolerable state of balance in the list sentence may mean. Okay, it is not list, it is actually the last. Okay, now let us get back to the passage. You can see here, tolerable state of balance. Now let us read the line. The required degree of government interference, it means the quantity of government interference, depends mainly on whether economic powers are oppressively used and on the necessity of keeping economic factors in a tolerable state of balance. Okay, so here it means the requirement or the you can say the degree of government interference or the quantity of the government interference. So let us see it in the question. So the options are the adequate level of police force, the reasonable level of economic quality, a reasonable amount of government interference. Yes, of course, we have read this just now, so answer will be C. Or the reasonable check on economic part. No, it is actually C, which is the answer. So answer is C. This is directly given in the passage as we have just read. Okay, so they just want to analyze the quantity of the government interference. So the reasonable amount of government interference. So the tolerable balance will be actually if government interference is reasonable. It is not less or high. Okay, it should be tolerable or tolerably balanced. Okay. Now this was passage number 9. I hope you understood each and every question of the passage. Now we will do passage number 10. So let's go to the passage number 10 now. Now first, let us read the passage. Educational planning should aim at meeting the educational needs of the entire population of all age groups. So in the first line, they have defined educational planning, that it should aim. They are saying the objective of educational planning is educational needs to meet or to fulfill the demands of educational needs of the entire population of all the age groups. While the traditional structure, traditional means earlier structure of the education, as a 3-layer hierarchy from the primary stage to the university represents the curve. For example, we have 3 stages, primary and then upper and then university. For example, first they were in from pre-nursery to like first, second, third, or and so on, 8th, or then from 9th to 12th, and after that graduation, PG and other. Okay, that is university programs. So represents the core. We should not overlook. Overlook means avoid. The periphery, which is equally important. Periphery means the boundary or the limit. Under modern conditions, workers need to rewind or renew. It means they should be skilled, so they should be trained or learn again their enthusiasm or strike out in a new direction, or improve their skills as much as any university professor. So they should polish up themselves. Okay, they should brush up themselves, or you can say they should learn the modern techniques, and they should be skilled. So they should, you can say, improve their skills. The retired and the aged have their needs as well. Educational planning, in their words, should take care of the needs of everyone. Our structures of education have been built up on the assumption that there is a terminal point to education. Terminal point means ending point. This basic defect has become all the more harmful today. So this basic assumption has become harmful. A UNESCO report entitled Learning to be Prepared by Edger for or Foray and others in 1973 asserts that the education of children must prepare the future adult for various forms of self-learning. Okay. It means, okay, now let us go to the questions first. What is the main thirst of the author? Now, thirst means, as you can say, that can be quenched with the help of water. But here, thirst means the most important demand or what he wants, what he was craving for. Okay. Traditional system should be strengthened. Formal education is more important than non-formal. One should never cease to learn, or it is impossible to meet the needs of everyone. Now, it is as in our passage, as you can say over here, it is written that, okay, not in this, wait. Now, as you can see over here, when we get to the passage here, here it is written the retired and the aged have their needs as well. It means here it has been shown that in their words should take care of the needs of everyone. They want the needs should be taken care of. Okay. It means this cannot be the answer of what is required over here. On page number 40, question number 1. So here we can see that this is not the answer. Formal education is more important than the non-formal. It is not at all given in the paragraph. Traditional system should be strengthened. Now, if we look at the paragraph keenly, here it is written traditional structure of education as 3-layer hierarchy, primary stage to university. We should not overlook the periphery, which is equally important. Now, we are talking about modern conditions as well. And here we are saying that workers need to rewind. If these things are there, it means we are not saying to make traditional education strengthen. We are not there to do so. In fact, we want everyone to learn and to learn and to learn. The learning should not be stopped at all. Therefore, the correct answer should be C, because one should never cease to learn. It means the author wants that one should never stop to learn, because he is emphasizing that the aged and the workers, they need to enhance themselves. As we have seen over here that it is written in this line that workers need to rewind. It means he's supporting that no one should stop learning. In fact, he has to learn. He has to learn a lot. He has to learn a lot, and he should not cease to learn. Therefore, answer C is absolutely correct. Now, let us move to the next one. Which of the following best describes the purpose of the author? Now, to criticize the present educational system, to strengthen the present educational practices, to support non-conventional educational organizations. Non-conventional means which are actually the word conventional means to be traditional, okay, to follow tradition, and non-conventional means modern. To present a pragmatic point of view. Obviously, he does not mean that either the modern education or the traditional education is bad or good, but he's supporting the pragmatic or the practical view of everything. That is, the traditional approach was also good, the modern approach is also good, but the thing that is required is to improve on every stage of life. So he wants to show to present a pragmatic point of view. So D is the correct answer according to the context of the passage. Okay, if you read the entire passage carefully, you will get that he is not criticizing the present education system. He just wants it to be improved. To strengthen the present education practices? No, not at all. He knows that some of these are extremely good and they need support. To support non-conventional. Non-conventional means that are not traditional. No, not at all. In fact, to present a pragmatic point of view. So it is actually the purpose of the author. According to the passage, the present education structures assume which of the following? All people can be educated as per their needs. Present educational planning is very much practical. Education is one-time process. Simple rearrangement of present educational system is must. Now here it is written, the present education structures assume which of the following. Okay, so here the keyword is present education structure, assume. Okay, so let us get back to the passage and look for this word, that present educational system. Okay, now if you see this paragraph, okay, here it is written. Now if you go on this paragraph, you can see over here we have to look for the word present education system. Okay, so let us see for this word present education system, where is it written? As you can see over here it is. Okay, and beyond this, in on this page, can you see the word present education system? Just try to see the word first. No, it is not here. Now let us see this. Present education system is basically modern. It can be modern as well. Now let us see over here that a viable education system of the future should consist of modules with different kinds of functions serving as a diversity of constituents. A performance, not the period of a study, should be the basis of credentials. The writing is already on the wall. In the view of the fact that significance of commitment lifelong. Okay, so but a good beginning can be made by the developing open university programs in the elder learners, different categories, introducing extension, okay, museums, recreational programs, health services, etc. Now if we go back to the question, it is written, okay, all people can be educated as per their needs. It is in the question, as we have already said, that yes, these are the requirements that all the people, they should be. There it was written that they should be educated as per their needs. Present education planning is very much practical. Education is one-time process. Now here it is C, that is education is one-time process according to the context of the passage. Simple rearrangement of the present education system is must. Now let us go back to the passage. Here it is written, under modern conditions, workers need to be rewind or renew their enthusiasm or strike out a new direction or improve their skills as much as any university professor. The retired and the aged have their needs as well. Educational planning, in their words, should take care of the needs of everyone. So they should take care, but it is not at all. So here we cannot say that they can, but they should. Okay, so here, according to this para, the answer is this that we have already discussed. Okay, so it is answer C is correct. That is, education is one-time process. Okay, this will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next question. What should be the major characteristic of the future educational system? Different modules with same function, no modules but a standard compulsory program for all, rearrangement of various course contents, and none of these. So here we should see major characteristic of future educational system. Now let us see it on page number. If we see over here, a viable education system of the future should consist of modules with different kinds of functions serving a diversity of constituents. Okay, so here it is written. Now if we go back to the question, it is question number, okay, now this one, 4. So answer is D, none of this. Why? Different modules with same function, whereas on it is written with different kinds of functions, whereas they are saying of the same functions. Okay, now as you can see over here that it is written different modules with the same function, whereas they are talking about different modules with different functions. No modules but a standard compulsory program for all, no. Rearrangement of various course contents, no. So none of these will be the correct answer. Okay, so D is the correct answer. According to the author, educational plan should attempt to. Now, according to author, educational plan should attempt to train the people at the core, encourage conventional schools and colleges, decide a terminal point of to education, fulfill the educational needs of everyone. So here they are talking about educational plan should attempt to. So let us get back to the passage again for this. Educational planning should aim at meeting the educational needs of the entire population of all the age groups. Okay, while here if you see this, stage 2 represents the core, we should not overlook. Okay, Here are structures of education, and your children must prepare future adult learning to be. Okay, so this is terminal point. One of the structures of education have been built up on the assumption that there is terminal point of education. So here on this question, okay, this we have already done. Yes. So the correct answer will be D, that is fulfill the educational needs of everyone. Okay, they should attempt to, because they should take care of educational needs of everyone. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. According to the author, what measures should Open University adopt to meet modern conditions? Okay. Develop various programs for adult learners, open more colleges on traditional lines, cater to the needs of those who represent core. Primary education should be under the control of open universities. So, according to the author, what measures should Open University adopt to meet modern conditions? If we look at this, we have to get, now you can see over here, needs of the entire population of all age groups. While the traditional structure of education as a 3-layer hierarchy from the primary stage to the university represents the core, we should not overlook. Okay, educational planning, in other words, should take care of the needs of everyone. Our structures of education have been built on the assumption that there is, okay, so here according to this, the question is, the answer will be A, develop various programs for adult learners. Now let us move to the next question, that is question number 6. According to the author, what measures should Open University adopt to meet modern conditions? So here we are talking about Open University. So here the most important word is Open University. Now let us see the options. Here we are. Develop various programs for adult learners, open more colleges on traditional lines, cater to the needs of those who represent core. Primary education should be under the control of open universities. So we are talking about Open University. First, let us see this word Open University in the passage. Okay, now let us get back to the passage. It is on page number 12. Now let us see if Open University is written on this page or not. Let us just, in this manner, you should only go through the passage as you do in menu cards in the restaurants, or just like an eagle view. You should have an eagle view that whether this word is written in this paragraph or not. Is it written in the first paragraph? No. Now let us see if it is written in the second paragraph. No. Now let us move to the next one. That is, a viable education consists of module with different kinds of functioning serving as diversity of constituents and performance, not the period of study. Should be on the basis of credentials. The writing is already on the wall. And if it is written here, that is, in view of the fact that the significance of commitment of lifelong learning and lifetime education is being discussed only in recent years, even in educationally advanced countries, the possibility of the idea becoming an integral part of educational thinking seems to be a far cry. For to move in that direction means some simple rearrangement of the present organization of education. But a good beginning can be made by developing open university programs. Now here you can see, but a good beginning can be made by developing open university programs for older learners, different categories, and introducing extension services in the conventional colleges and schools. Also, these institutions should learn to cooperate with the numerous community organizations such as libraries, museums, municipal recreational programs, health services, etc. Now, one more thing, you should also see if the same word is written in another part of the passage as well. In view of the fact that the significance of commitment of lifelong learning and lifetime education is being discussed only in the recent years, even in educationally advanced countries, and the possibility of the idea becoming an integral part of educational thinking seems to be a far cry. For to move in that direction means such more than some simple rearrangement of the present organization of education. Okay, but a good beginning can be made developing open university programs for older learners to different categories and introducing extension services. Okay. Now let us get back to the question. Okay. So here it is. Develop various programs for adult learners. After that, we have opened more colleges on traditional lines, cater to the needs of those who are represent core. Primary education should be under the control of open universities. It is not written over there. It is not written. It is not written. We are talking about older learners. So we are talking about adult learners. That means, so A is the correct answer. Adult can be the synonym of older. Now, next question, according to the author, what should be the basis for awarding credentials? So here the keyword is awarding credentials. So we have to look for these two words, that is awarding credentials. Now let us see the options. Duration of the course, competence of the course teachers, diversity of the topics covered, and real grasp of the matter or skill. So we have to look for the words awarding credentials. Okay, let us get back to the passage. Now, a viable education system of the future should consist of modules of different kinds. Okay. And performance, not the period of study, should be the basis for credentials. This is directly given in this line, that the performance and not the period of study. It means time does not matter. Performance matters. Okay. So let us get back to the question as it is given over here, that duration of the course? No. They said not the duration of the course, it is performance. Competence of the course teachers, diversity of the topics covered, real grasp of matter or skill. It means they are talking about performance. So performance is directly related to the real grasp. Okay, it means how much they have taken, or how much they have grasped, or how much they have understood or learned. So D is the correct answer. So answer is D. Now the next question is, which of the following is not true in the context of the given passage? So we have to look for these statements. Lifelong learning is a recent concept. Workers' knowledge and skills need to be updated constantly. Learning to be defends that there is a terminal point to education. Schools and colleges should open extension services. So we have to look for that particular statement which is not true. So we have to look for the statement that is not true according to the passage. So let us see all these statements one by one. But first of all, let us learn that this is page number 21, and we have to look on the page number 12 and 13. So which of the following is not true? Okay, it means we have to look for the false statements. Okay, false statement. Now let us just compare each and every statement one by one. First one is lifelong learning is a recent concept. So let us get back to the passage. Let us see where this word lifelong learning is written. Is it in the first paragraph? Can you see it over here? No. Is it in the second paragraph? I think it is no, not given in the second paragraph as well. Now let us see it here. Is it given in the third paragraph? Okay, no, it is not. Yes, but it is given in the fourth paragraph, in the first line. In view of the fact that the significance of commitment of lifelong learning and lifetime education is being discussed only in recent years, it means the statement which is given over there that lifelong learning is in recent years, yes, it is absolutely true. It means that cannot be the answer. So, let us get back to the page number 21. Okay. Now, if we see these options, we see that the first statement is absolutely correct. Now, let us look for the second statement. Workers' knowledge and skills need to be updated constantly. When we read it, that workers need to rewind and learn skills. So, they should keep their skills updated. Yes, this statement is absolutely true because we have already read this in the first paragraph. I can show you. Let us see it over here. It is written, workers need to rewind and renew their enthusiasm or strike out a new direction to improve their skills as much as university professor. Yes, it means this is verified that the second statement is also true. Now, let us move to the next statement. So this is true, this is true. Learning to be defends that there is a terminal point to education. and schools and colleges should open extension services. Okay, now let us get back to the passage again. In the second paragraph, our structures of education have been built on the assumption that there is a terminal point to education. Now, here it is written, our structures of education have been built on the assumption that there is terminal point to education. The basic defect has been, it means this was the defect which has become more harmful today. A UNESCO report entitled Learning to be Prepared by Age of 4 in 1973 asserts that the education of children must be prepared for the future adult for various forms of self-learning. It means they do not defend or support terminal point to education. They both are different things. They are opposite parts. Okay. It means whatever is given in this third line is absolutely incorrect. It means these two statements are correct and this statement is not correct. So this is false statement. So here our answer is C according to this question. Okay. Now let us move to the next question. According to the author, the concept of lifetime education is as old as traditional education, is still in formative stages, in vogue in advanced countries, or not practical. In vogue means a fashion for something. For example, in trend. Okay. So they are talking about lifetime education. And if it is as old as traditional education, is still in formative stages, in vogue in advanced countries. In vogue means in trend, in advanced countries, or not practical. Now let us get back to the passage again and let us look for this word. In view of the fact that significance of a commitment of lifelong and lifetime education is being discussed only in recent years in educationally advanced countries, the possibility of the idea becoming an integral part of educational thinking seems to be a far cry. Okay, now let us get back to the get back to the questions. So here, as we are talking about lifetime education, it is clear from that particular passage or particular part of the passage that it is not practical because it can be only done in advanced countries. Okay, as it can be done only in the advanced countries. Okay, but the concept of lifetime education is only updated till there in recent education system. You can see over here as it is written that significance of a commitment of lifelong learning or lifetime education is being discussed only in recent years, even in educationally advanced countries. Okay, it means they are not saying that it is only limited to advanced countries. In fact, this concept has been discussed in recent years only. The possibility of the idea becoming an integral part of the educational thinking seems to be a far cry. Now, as you can see, this word far cry it means it is totally different. It means it is only discussed, but the implementation of this is a far cry. It means it is totally different. So the discussion and the performance or the implementation, they both are different from each other. So it is only being discussed but not implemented yet because it is not practical at all. Okay, so you can say it is simply impractical. Okay, so as you can see over here that according to this that this is not practical, so our answer will be D. Now let us move to the next one. Integrating the concepts of lifelong learning with the educational structure would imply closing down conventional schools and colleges, longer durations for formal courses, simple arrangements for present educational organizations, more weightage for actual performance than the real understanding. Now let us see what is actually the concept of lifelong learning with the educational structure would imply. Okay, so we have these structures and we have to go back to the passage as it is written in few fact. Now, far cry, till here we have already understood. For to move in that direction means such more than some simple rearrangement of the present organization of education. But a good beginning can be made by developing open university programs. Okay, what is here? Simple rearrangement of the present organization of education. Okay, so direction means such more than some simple rearrangement of present organization of education. So let us see it in the options as it is given. So here the answer will be C, that is simple rearrangement of present educational organizations. Okay, this is the actual meaning which is directly given in the passage. Now, the next one, in the context of the passage, what is the meaning of the sentence? The writing is already on the wall. So here you can say it is written, that is, the writing is already on the wall. Now, it is actually the phrase, the writing is on the wall, means when something wrong is going to happen, or when something bad or adverse is going to happen, the phrase is used for that. But they are asking according to the context of the passage, what is the meaning of this particular phrase? So the actual meaning of this phrase is when something bad is going to happen and someone says it, the phrase can be used, that is, writing is already on the wall. It means whatever is going to happen is directly you can see. Okay, so it is predictable. A viable education system of the future should consist of modules for different kinds of functions, serving as a diversity of constituents, and performance not the period of a study should be based on the credentials. The writing is already on the wall. It means there is something that is going to happen. So that has been already suggested, or you can say indicated. Now let us see it according to the options. Everything is uncertain nowadays. Changes have already taken place. The signs of change are already visible. You cannot change the future. Now, we mean to say that the phrase means when something is going to happen, it is totally indicated. So here the correct answer will be C, that the signs of the change are already visible. It means now you can predict, yes, that something is going to happen very soon. Okay, so C will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next question. Which of the following is most nearly the same in the meaning as the word meeting as used in the passage? So the options are approaching, contacting, introduction, and none of these. So we are talking about the word meeting. Now let us see where this word is written in the passage. Okay, now let us see. Oh, yes, here it is. Aim at meeting the educational needs. Meeting the educational needs means to fulfill the needs of education. Okay. So let us see if it is given the option. Okay, so here in this question, you can see it is written approaching, contacting, or introduction, or none of these. Obviously, the answer will be none of these, because according to the context of the passage, meeting means to fulfill, whereas it is not written in any of the options, so it will be fulfill. Okay, now this will be the correct answer. Now, which of the following is most opposite in the meaning of the word integral as used in the passage? So here, essential, independent, major, or minor. So our answer will be, now let us see it according to the context of the passage. That is, first of all, let us see where it is written. Integral part of educational thinking seems to be a far cry. So basically, integral according to this situation, integral means major or the most important, essential part. Now let us see if it is given in the options. Okay, let us see if it is given in the options. Essential, independent, major, or minor. So the answer will be B, that is independent. Okay, so the independent, it is actually independent part of educational thinking. Okay, so let us go back to the questions. Okay, now this question we have already done. This is also we have done. Now the next question, which of the following is the most opposite in the meaning of the word a far cry? As I told you earlier as well, the far cry means very different or different from something. So a reality, a theoretical suggestion, very funny, or next to impossible. So we have to look for the opposite word of the far cry. Far cry means actually it is different from. Okay, so the opposite of it will be reality. Okay, a far cry means it is impossible, and the opposite will be reality. So these were the questions based on this comprehension number 9 and 10. I hope you understood each and every question of the passages. So for today, we'll do these two passages only. Thanks to you.